There are three types of subtraction problems that we expect you to know in this class, and they are takeaway, comparison, and missing addend. So I'm gonna show you what they are, and then we're gonna practice doing some problems with each of the methods. So the first method is probably the first way that you're taught to subtract, and that is takeaway. When something is literally taken away, a part is taken from the whole. That's the takeaway model. So if we wanted to model 7 minus 3, right, or 7 take away 3, what you can do is you draw a little circle, and then you put your 7 objects inside. I just draw squares. And then we're going to take away 3 of them. So the way that you show it is you literally just circle it and draw an arrow that indicates that you're taking those away. So if you grab those and you take them away, then what you're left with is just 4. So then your answer is how many little blocks you would have left behind. So you just have to draw a little circle with an arrow indicating you're taking them away. That's it. That's how you model takeaway. To model comparison, that's when two amounts are being compared to each other. So either 2 parts or 2 wholes. And so when you're comparing them, what you're comparing is the length, like how long they are. So if we wanted to do 7 minus 3 as a comparison model, we would be comparing how long is 7 versus how long is 3. So this is 7. I just did 7 little triangles. And then this is 3. And what you're doing is you're just comparing the lengths. And what you'll notice is they're the same length up to there. But then this part in here is called the difference. And what is the answer to the problem? It's the literal difference in lengths. So it's kind of like these are the same, but the amount of difference is 4. So it's the difference in the lengths. So you line them up like horizontally, and then you look for the difference. Okay, and then for missing addend, that's where we kind of turn the problem into an addition problem. So one of the parts is missing from the whole, and this kind of helps us start to think about algebraic kind of skills when we do this one. So if you wanted to do this as a missing addend problem, if you have 7 minus 3 is equal to something, we're really turning this around backwards, and we're thinking, well, 3 plus what would give me 7? So you compare these two little circles. So in one circle I have 3, and in the other one I have 7. And what you're asking is, like, how much would I have to add to it to get 7? So you go, well, if this is 3, I'd have to add 4, 5, 6, 7, and so I had to add these 4. So the 4 is what would get added, right? These 4 additional cubes to make these two circles match. So this is add 4 to make it equal 7. So that's missing addend. It's just turning the problem, the subtraction problem, around into an addition problem instead, and saying, what would I have to add to 3 to get to 7? Like, how many am I lacking? That's what we do for missing addend. So let's read through some examples and see if we can figure out which type of problem this will be: takeaway, comparison, or missing addend. So it says, Amy has 5 apples. She gave 3 to her sister. How many does she have left? She gave away 3. How many does she have left? That terminology right there is saying takeaway. If she's giving something away, that's like them being taken away. So the way that you would draw this, you just start with a circle. We're going to draw our 5 little apples in there. I'm just going to draw them as little dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's our 5 apples. And what are we going to do? We're going to give 3 to her sister. So she gave away 3. So we're going to take 3, and we're going to, I'll say, give away, or those are taken away. So this is just a really visual way to do this. If you take those 3 away, how many are left? There's 2 apples left. So 5 minus 3 is equal to 2 apples left. And basically we just answered the question. So not only have you drawn a model, but you've also put down in math language what your model says in math. And it says 5 take away 3 is equal to 2. And that's how many she has left. So that's definitely a takeaway type of problem. look at the next one. Bob has 10 sheep, Billy has 6. How many more does Bob have? How many more does Bob have? When it says that, where you're comparing Bob to Billy, that's a comparison problem. So Bob has 10 sheep. Let me draw Bob's 10 sheep here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just 10 little fluffy sheep. And then we've got Billy. Billy has 6. So you need to line them up underneath here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got, Bob has 10, Billy has 6. So we're trying to compare them. So if you go up to where they're the same, the answer is the difference in the lengths of the two lines, and that difference is going to be 4. So what we're saying is 10 minus 6. The difference between 10 and 6 is 4. 4 more sheep. So when you say difference, like what's the difference between their number of sheep? Well, you're saying subtraction when you say difference. So 4 more. So that's how you would set up a comparison model. At the beginning of the week, Martha had 8 oranges in the refrigerator. During the week, she ate 5. How many oranges did Martha have at the end of the week? It's like, how many did she have left? So this is takeaway. It's another takeaway. So maybe this time I'll draw her fridge, right? And she's got 8 oranges in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And she ate 5 of them. She ate 5. So I'm going to take 5 of these, whichever 5 you feel like. Take those 5. Those were eaten, right? Or you take those away, however y'all want to say it. And so how many are left? There's 3 little oranges that are left. And so we're saying 8 minus 5 is equal to 3 oranges left at the end of the week. So again, make sure you always put the equation that models, or that explains your model. Put both. All right, last one. Evan wants to collect the trading cards of all 12 members of the Chicago Bulls. If she already has 7 cards, how many more cards does she need to collect? How many more cards? That's missing addend. Like, how many cards is she lacking? So if she starts with 7 cards, what would she have to add to 7 to get the 12? That's what we're asking. What would you have to add to 7? So this requires you to just know how to add. And maybe you memorized your addition facts and you know that 7 plus 5 is going to equal 12. So 5. So 5 more cards needed. But we treated that actually as an addition problem, but it's also saying that 12 minus the 7 that she has means that there's 5 left. So kind of writing it either way explains it. You can write it as a subtraction problem, but really the thinking process is to think about it as an addition problem. So that's what missing addend would look like.